Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Margie. Give everybody some time to get on. I've been working on projects. I'm doing an outdoor lighting thing that I'm really excited about on my patio. So I've been working on that. Everybody a chance to come on here. I got my True Vision shirt on. Been messing with your flowers, Vicky. That's awesome. So I can't keep like plants alive. I'm really bad at that. So part of my outdoor lighting thing is a whiskey barrel that I'm cutting in half and putting like plants and pots and certain things in it. So with all of like that stuff, I have to buy fake flowers because they will die like immediately. They will die. I'm sure of it. So, all right, let me add. Let's scroll down. All right, Ash, I have you as a co-host. We'll give everybody a few more seconds to hop on here and hang out with us for a little bit. Tonight we are going to be talking, so I don't know if you guys want to see any of your members of your team that might be struggling with closing on sales, or how to get somebody to end up purchasing in a fairly quick manner versus having to wait it out. Obviously, that's something that we have to do in this business when it comes to our follow-up and everything like that. But me and my girl Ashley here are going to talk to you a little bit about what we do in order to close a sale and how we talk to the people to get them to do so. So give everybody a little bit more of a chance to hop on, and I'm actually going to write in my Facebook that I'm on Power Hour because that needs to happen. So I hope you guys can hear. The Wi-Fi is good tonight, I hope. I kicked my kids off of all their games, so hopefully everything is easier to hear. Ashley, can you hear me good? Okay.
I can hear you real well.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, I put that I'm hopping on Power Hour now. I hope everybody else has too. Put it on your Facebook page. Let everybody know that that's where you are. You are putting time into your business today on this beautiful Thursday. Well, here in Florida, it's beautiful and still really light outside. So make sure you're hopping on there, telling everybody that you are on Power Hour and you are putting time into your business. So tonight we're going to talk about, I have Ashley Hayes as my co-host. We're going to talk a little bit about closing sales and what we do in order to do that. I want to touch base on a few things that I personally do, and then I'm going to ask Ashley to hop on and give some tips as well. But first and foremost, I give a little bit in order to receive back a lot. What I mean by that is I'm taking and I am writing or typing as little as possible to get them to tell me a lot about themselves. For instance, if they say they're interested in the product in our prospecting group, my very first thing is going to be, okay, hi, so-and-so. My name is Brittany, and I'm here to help you along your journey. Can you please give me a little bit of information in regards to how much you are wanting to lose and possibly the time frame in order of which you want to lose it? That way I can customize you, and I say that every time that I'm on here, guys, customize you a link in order to help you purchase. So when I come in and I say I want to customize them a link, they realize that they need to give me as much information about them as possible, whether it's just telling me how much they want to lose or the amount of time, but it gives them a chance to also come in and give me any health descriptions or, what they've been struggling with, how many different things that they've tried. And if you give people the open opportunity by asking them a question and that needs a response, then they're going to come back and answer you, and usually in more detail than in which you're asking them. So I ask them those two questions, and I always end with a question so that they come back and realize that I'm customizing them a kit. Now, in actuality, I really am customizing them a kit because of the True Vision tools, but it also allows me to know what is their budget. I ask them that. I ask them, the time frame in which really helps me to customize, okay, if they just want to lose like 5 pounds in, 3 months, then I'm like, okay, let me put you on the combo, right? Because we know that works. But if they want to lose a progressive amount of weight in a longer period of time, then I'm going to want to go with a higher package. So I'm going to want to customize them a belly blaster or, that gut blaster and things like that. So I'm going to want to customize them according to the information that they tell me. So that's what I do when I customize their links. Now, when I send them the information, I'm not spamming them with my link right away unless they're in a huge hurry where they just want to know, they don't want to chit chat, they don't want to, they just are curious about the product, they're curious about what it is, because you'll get on your Facebook page, well, what is it, right? We hear that all the time where people are like, just tell me what it is. And it's like, okay, this is what it is. And I also customize little, guys, if I can pull it up on here. Here we go. So if somebody is interested in the belly blaster, I take and put on there, I don't know if you guys can see everything, but I take and put the information product sheets that we have in our back office, and I minimize them down pretty small to where I can show them this is what is in the belly blaster kit so that they can look at it and they can see it. But it's not super big where they're going to go to it and just say, all right, well, I'm going to order this product from someone else. Also, I make my time very valuable because it is. So when I'm talking to them, I want to help them as best as I can, but I also don't want them to be able to talk down to me in any sort of a way of, like the other day, I had one that just said, just tell me what it is. And I was like, okay, well, I gave you the information and here's the link. And she was very demanding, like basically trying to tell me she was going to go somewhere else. And it ended up really great because I killed her with kindness. In a lot of aspects, we have to do that in this business. But you also want to stand a higher ground, just like you would in any sort of maybe even management position, because you're managing your own business. You want to let people know that the company matters to you, your position matters to you, but they also matter to you too. But you need to get things done in the best manner that you can and the quickest manner and the most efficient manner that you can. So when I approach someone, I'm going to do it in that type of a manner. And so I wanted to touch on those two things, making yourself very, neat, like not too needy, but also just positioning yourself in a higher ground. I wanted to introduce you guys to Ashley, because Ashley is on my team. She's somebody that has been with me since pretty much day one, right, Ash? She's been here forever. And she actually has a few things that she wants to talk about too. And when I can say and attest to somebody that can close a sale and talk to people and get things done progressively, that is Ashley. She signs them like it's nobody's business, and she keeps up with them. So I wanted to have her on here to give you guys a few tips and let you guys know a little bit. So Ashley, do you want to start and mute yourself?
All right. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
I want to kind of touch on some things that Brittany was talking about. One of the big things that I do when I'm talking with a customer, the first thing I offer them is a free consultation. They're very eager to tell their needs to you, but sometimes you got to kind of coax some things out of them. Always figure out what it is that they need. That way you can cover it all with them. You start out big and you have the ability to kind of hone in on exactly what they need, what their budget is. You can take some things off and kind of just work with the customer, which will increase your PV and your sales overall. I oftentimes, sorry, I'm trying to review my notes here. After I've evaluated the customer's needs, and I give them the big kit, I guess you would call it. And then they'll kind of go into detail for next week. And I always try to get a date. Immediately, but most people will work with you when they are going to be ready. Can everyone hear me still?
It's cutting in and out, Ash. I don't know if it might be Wi-Fi situation, but it's cutting in and out. Okay, while she's trying to fix her Wi-Fi, I want to touch on something where Kristen says, how do you approach the "that's too expensive" comment? And how I personally approach that is, it depends. The thing is we have something for everyone. So I let them know that the different pricing that we have, I'll even go as low as $29 a month for them to try, or $29 for a week for them to try it before they buy it. That's the great thing that we have about this business, is the fact that we are able to give them that option of trying before they buy it. Now, I do let them know you're not going to probably see results right away, but I can guarantee you will feel something. You'll feel some sort of a difference. So make sure that you're okay, so I'll start at like 30 or 29. And well, I don't start there. Let me back up. That's as low as I will go, is to get them to $29. That's as low as I go. And I let them know that's for a week. I let them know that me personally have had results on the combo alone, which is $88 a month. Now, I let people know as well that they are getting it at our cost when they have their smart ship, and they create a username and a password to be able to control that smart ship. And I tell them that right off the bat as well. Now, like for instance, I had a lady the other day tell me her monthly budget that she could afford a month would be $70 a month. So I immediately said, okay, $70 a month. If she can afford that, then maybe she can afford the 88. So I just let her know, hey, listen, I personally had those results that I showed you before, because I let people know, I send them my before and after so they know who they're talking to. I said I personally had those results on the combo, and that is $88 a month. Now, if we want to get you fast results and we want to get you, the best results that we can in a, a smaller time frame, then I would definitely suggest a higher price kit. So that lady, when she said that she could only afford $70 a month, when I told her about the $88 combo and that it personally helped me, then she immediately said, okay, I want that. And then she said, well, how low does it go? And I said, well, I could get you 2 weeks, for like 50 something. And she was like, oh no, I'll just do the month. So at that point, we're upselling. And that's kind of what, in any sort of retail business, you want to upsell them, immediately, but you also want to let them know too that what type of average circumstances that they're dealing with. Is it, a week trial where they're just going to feel a difference, or is it a belly blaster kit where they're going to, feel and see a difference, right? So you want to let them know that that's the hope, and the goal is for them to feel and see a difference, and the best thing that you can suggest to them in that manner is a higher price kit. If they say, thank you, Heather, if they say that they don't, that they can't afford it, then, sometimes it might not be for them. If even $29 is too much for them. People want free. And in that case, if there is someone that wants free, then, you can tell them, well, you can buy the 5 for $5, or you can buy the 125, and you can sell all of the trials, and in that way be able to afford it. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're able to upsell them in that way, but also let them know that if they sell it, then they can get it for free. Those are the only options that when somebody says free, that's immediately what I'm able to help with, right? So just make sure that you are focusing on that. I don't know if Ash is better. Ash, are you better?
I'm hoping so. Is that any better?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Sorry about that, guys. I was saying consumptive clothes. As soon as I give the customer the evaluation of what they need and what's going to be most suitable for their specific needs, then I go into, okay, are you ready to get started? Because at that rate, they're going to give you some kind of inclination as to whether they're ready to get started now, in a week, how soon are you ready to achieve your goals? That's a very common term that I use with them. If they don't have an answer, because sometimes you'll get the people that just don't want to give you a time frame, then I always say to them, okay, do you have a specific time that you're going to be ready to start achieving your goals? Because at that point, you're starting to challenge them, and people always want to take their goals seriously. Everybody wants to feel like they're ready. They want to move forward. So if you challenge them a little bit, generally speaking, it ends up going a long way. They'll take their weight loss more seriously. They'll take you more seriously, and they'll be able to get started. They'll give you a date at the very least. Something else that I do is I create a very long, oftentimes, list for the people that give a later date. Maybe it's not today that they're ready to get started, but I get them on a list, and I always write down the date that they say they're going to be ready so that I can follow up and check in with them. So with the belly blaster kit, I've had incredible amounts of success pushing that and customizing it again to the customer's needs. But I always make a point of letting them know that it is going to address their specific needs. That way they understand that, you know, the things that are causing them to gain weight or to not lose weight are going to be taken care of. A phrase that I oftentimes use is, I highly recommend this kit for those who are serious about their weight loss. Kind of goes into what I was talking about a couple of minutes ago with people wanting to take their weight loss seriously or their goals seriously. A lot of what I do in the closing has to do with psychology and speaking to people on their level and making sure that they're ready. And that's beneficial to the customer. It kind of prepares their mind, not only for their weight loss journey, but for the purchase. And looking at this whole, all of our products is something very incredibly helpful and beneficial and serious. I do this challenging of the customer for that very reason. It also helps them to take their goals seriously and get them on the right track. But none of that would be made possible without making sure that we're asking the right questions. We are making sure that whatever their needs are is possible, is being covered.
Okay, look, if we look over in the comment, I don't know if you can see them, but Monique says, I have a customer that I sent the link. She started the enrollment, but stopped after she saw the price. How should I handle this sale without being a pest? So she's asking if, you know, she already sent the link to the customer, but after the customer saw the price, that she stopped being interested, and she wants to know what to say to her in order to not be a pest, or how would you handle that? I'll answer mine in a minute, but how would you handle that?
I would make sure that, well, okay. So the customer was unhappy with the price. Was it a trial? Was it a full kit?
Okay, no, well, I'm sure it was probably a kit of some sort, or even the combo.
Okay, we'll say that it was the combo or the kit. If it was a kit, we could always talk them down, start them off, offer them the basic kit. If it was a combo that we were, like the belly blaster, something that we were offering at that rate, then I would downgrade it a little bit and say, okay, you can't fit that into your budget right now, so let's move it on down to this. We can start you out here. When you're prepared and ready financially to upgrade your kit, then we can do that, and it'll expedite your results. It's not a problem. And if they can't do the basic kit, then I absolutely would suggest starting off with the trial. And the one that I like the most personally is the $33 trial. It kind of gives them a sample of multiple different products so that they have some kind of background and understanding of the different options that are available to them.
Awesome. I love that. So the same thing. So I would go down in price if it was the kit that got her. In this circumstance, she says, Monique says it's the May promo that got her. So going down even to the combo at 88. And then if that still was too much, then, saying you can try it. And I always make sure that I tell them they can try it for $29, or even, like Ashley said, the $33 one as well. I want to make sure that I'm getting them the most optimal results as quickly as possible. So I try to make sure that I'm getting in at least the combo in some form or fashion. Now, I also, instead of, I mean, there is too much follow-up, Monique, but there's also a way of coming in and just letting them know, hey, listen, I'm super busy. I got a lot going on in a nicer way. Obviously, you don't want to sound that, but like, here's some wording I would use. I have some in here, trust me, in a lot of my things. This girl, for instance, said, hey, girl, I'm interested, but I'm not rich. And I said, oh my gosh, totally understandable. What budget are you able to utilize towards your monthly journey? So I asked her, then asked her a question in regards to that. Okay, I understand you're not rich, and I understand that you don't think that you can afford it. However, that's totally understandable, but what is it that you can afford? Or if I would go back in there, if she still didn't purchase off of that link, and I would say, hey girl, I sent you the link. I was wondering if you were ready to order. And if she says still too expensive, then I would then come down to, okay, well, we do have the combo that helps me so much, which is $88 a month. And if that's still too much, then, you can obviously offer her the 2-week trial for $50, right, yeah, and then go even further down. But I would make sure that in my initial conversations with them that I'm having that budget conversation of, well, what can you afford towards your health and wellness journey is monthly. Because I had one lady the other day told me that she can afford, she's like, well, I make $1,000 a week. And I said, okay, well, I'm not asking you how much you make. I'm asking you how much can you afford your journey, right? And then she was like, oh, well, I guess like $100. And I go, okay. And I was like, well, we have a monthly kit. And I was like, but is $159 a month okay? She was like, oh, I'm in $100 a week. Yeah, $159 is perfect. So having those budget conversations with them and letting them, customizing towards them, then they're able to let us know so we can gauge from there what we can get away with and what we can't as far as their number.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, real quick, I want to throw in there also, if we can get them up to 100 PV, they have the ability to sell themselves. I've come across many people who said that they can't afford over X amount of dollars per month. However, if we present them at that point with the opportunity to be able to make some extra money, it's going to open doors for them. I never like to assume that people don't want to sell the products as well. And if nothing else, we can assist them in getting their monthly cost brought down to a scale that they can afford. If not, help them make additional money. So that's something else that I absolutely love to present to people that bring up budget as being an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give you guys some wording advice that I have on some of mine that I've gone through. It talks, you'll hear a little bit about what I said in the beginning, but like, for instance, this one said, hi, I am interested in losing some weight, but I need a little help. I said, that's great. And I said her name. Because I always customize it. I said, how much are you wanting to lose, and in what time frame are you wanting to try to lose in? She said, I'm looking to lose, my phone's messing up. Okay. She said, I'm looking to lose about 70 pounds, and I don't care how long it takes me. I just want to do it in a healthier way. Also, I was very active until this pandemic happened, and I find myself really lazy and depressed. Now I'm just trying to lose some of this weight. And I said, completely understandable. what budget can you stick to monthly for your journey? She said, not a whole lot, but I can afford around $75 a month. I said, okay, the closest thing I can send you that I know I got the results off of is the monthly combo. This is about $88 with the shipping. Is this something doable for you? Or you can try the 2 weeks for the $58. She said, oh, $88 a month will be perfect. And I said, okay, great. And I said, let me customize this link for you for that combo, and I'll send it to you shortly. And she was like, okay, that's great. So I also, in Truest Ones and other places, we have a how to order picture that was sent to us because our system is completely messed up as far as getting them to actually finalize everything. So Monique's going, yes, it is. With this, I always send them the picture of how to order, and it actually has my graphic in the background of it. And it says, step 1, click the link below. Step 2, close the cart window by selecting the X in the top right-hand corner. Step 3, click new to True Vision. Step 4, fill in all your information and check the box, then click next. Step 5, enter in your address in the address field and click save. Step 6, enter in your payment card details and click save. Step 7, review your order, then proceed to click place order. And then it also says you will receive a confirmation and an email and all of that. So I send that to them along with that customized link, and I say, okay, here is the customized link that I made for you in regards to the package that we discussed. And I'm going to go up here so I can give you guys a little bit more information. She says, okay, what is this combo? And how much would it normally be a month? And I said, this combo is the True Fix and the True Control, and I sent her the information on what they are, what the True Fix and the True Control are. And I said, that is the link that I sent you. I said, those are the 2 products, and it's going to stay $88 a month for you on a smart ship. And she said, so I'm going to get all of that for $88. And so if you see my excitement in it while I'm talking to her, is I'm letting her see just how much I love this product as well. So like, I'm like, you get to, like, this is exciting. Get excited for your journey. So you want to make sure that when you are talking to them that you're doing that and you're like making them see that you're as excited for them because you have had good results on it as well. So after that, she asked me, can I cancel at any time and all of that? And I said, you can absolutely cancel at any time. When you choose the link I sent you, it will have you create a username and a password to be able to control all of that. However, that hardly ever happens because as long as people are consistent and serious about taking the product and losing the weight, it's going to help. And she said, okay, I'm done, thank you. And she actually purchased. And that's kind of like what I'm talking about in closing that was a quick manner. I can try to find one that closed in a very slow manner. And in that case, what I do in that case is I come back in and I do my follow-up with them. Now that she has purchased, I do a follow-up. I have 2 categories. You purchased, and I'm going to follow up on your results, and you still haven't purchased, and I'm going to see what's going on and where we are in that aspect of purchasing. So that's where I would come in and then figure out where she is and do my follow-up with someone that hasn't. So we'll say they said, oh, I can't afford it, but because we hear this a lot, and you can shake your head and know that you hear this all the time. I would love to, but I don't get paid till X day, or I have to ask my husband, or I have to check my finances and see if it, can fit in for this month. So in those types of cases, I want to let them know that I'm still here to help them, but I don't want to hound them to purchase as soon as possible. If they're ones that say, okay, I get paid on Friday, I put, okay, well, I will reach back out to you on Friday. I'll put you down in my calendar. I'll reach back out on Friday, and I can't wait to talk to you. And so then Friday comes around and I'm, hey girl, I have you down in my calendar to reach out to you. Just wondering if you were ready to start that journey, or ready to start your weight loss journey with me. That way I let them know it was in my calendar. I'm not just popping in to be annoying. I'm not reaching out to them every single day until Friday saying, hey, can't wait for you to purchase on Friday. Hey, what do you do? No, I'm coming in on Friday, and that's when I'm then saying, hey girl, I have you on my calendar to follow up with you, so that she can see that I value my time, and I'm not so busy that I'm hounding her and pestering her in that manner. So that's kind of what I do. Can you send how to order on that site? Oh, I have to check with my doctor. Yes. So if they say that, I always send them, I let them know my background. I say, I worked in the healthcare field for many years. Trust me, I completely understand that. I'm going to send you the information on the ingredients. It's just a bunch of vitamins and minerals, and you are welcome to show that to your doctor, okay? I give them my personal information as far as like, for instance, I had a girl that just had a baby, and she's breastfeeding, and she was wondering if it was going to be okay for the infant. And she's wondering all of this. Well, I can't tell her, yeah, it's safe, or I can't say, yes, it's completely 100%. No. But what I can do is I can give her the information of what I personally have went through. I say, I personally took this into my son's pediatrician when I was breastfeeding, and I had, good results with it. She told me it was okay. However, I do suggest that you ask your doctor if you are having, any conflicts with that, right? So I'm sure that you are giving all of that information to them, but not sounding too needy. And Diane reached out to me on Messenger, and I will get you that order information. Uh-oh, can you guys not hear me? Yeah, keep it affordable, absolutely. I can't send it in the chat, but if you guys reach out to me on Messenger, I can send that over to you. Oh, okay, perfect. All right, Ashley, are you muted?
Yes. More.
Okay. Awesome. So, Ashley, what would you do in the aspect of somebody saying that they can't afford it, or they can't, give me some of your feedback on that as well. Are you the same way as far as, not sounding too needy and coming into them exactly when they say it, or how do you handle some of those situations?
When someone says they can't afford it, I usually address that pretty quickly. I let them know that the opportunity end of our business is entirely available to everyone as well. I know that there are people that have been able to afford belly blaster kits within just a few days after purchasing just a single trial. They were able to put out their links and bring in customers from selling trials to other customers to purchase full-on belly blaster kits. So if that is an issue, I definitely alert them of that being an option, so that they are aware, because the more awareness that we bring to people, obviously not everybody knows how our program works. And, you know, not everybody, let's be honest, straight out of the gate can afford our products. Not a problem. We've got a solution for them as well. So I usually jump immediately right on that, and I let them know what the options are. That way they can be educated. And if they're interested in it, if they're truly interested in it, generally speaking, they bite and they will go running with it. So.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Absolutely, I completely agree. As long as you, you know, are letting them know what is available to them and going off of their budget, like we said in the beginning, is so crucial. Figuring out what it is that they are able to afford and what it is that we have to offer in that aspect. Just like we have so many products that can pretty much generally fix anybody's ailments, or, you know, help with people's ailments is the terms that we need to be using. But it's so true in that aspect of we also have different ways of being able to get the products in their hand. And even if it's going down to a $29 trial, is huge because it's letting them experience it. Now, I want to also give you guys a little bit of information on closing when it comes to the excitement that you're putting behind the product. Because I get my people on the phone and I let them know, you know, after getting to know them and getting to know their struggles and their trials and their tribulations, I'm, you know, at that point, then getting them on the phone where we're able to discuss things in a more in-depth manner. I generally do that after they've purchased. And I give them my phone number right away. Right after they purchase, I say, hey, listen, so-and-so, this is my personal phone number. I would please love for you to give me a call as soon as your products come in. That way I can give you some tips and tricks that helped me lose my weight. And hopefully we can get you going quicker, right? So they immediately are like, oh, yeah, I'll definitely reach out to you for those tips. So at that point, I get them on the phone and I let them know the time frames that worked best for me, what I ate that worked best for me, you know, what kind of went on with my head and my stomach, because those are two different things. And if you are somebody like me that was over 300 pounds, you're immediate, like nobody understands that struggle unless you've truly been there of you want to eat the same way that your brain tells you to eat, but you're on the products, and that is completely different. It's a brain and it's a stomach battle that unless you have, you know, been enormously overweight, you don't understand that. But those people that are on the phone with me or wanting to lose, you know, 60 to 100 pounds or even more, those are the ones that I let them know, like the different battles that I went through and, you know, the different, how I portion sized my plates. And I get to know them on a more deeper level. That's how you're going to keep people, is by getting to know them. You let them talk, you let them, you know, get to know them in that way. And that way you can keep them as close to you as possible. I mean, you just want to be able to have that relationship with people and have that general trust to where they know, okay, Brittany's got my back. Like, I've been on the phone with her, I've talked with her, I know her story, I know her struggle, I know she's got my back. So much to where, I mean, I have them that they customize their own eating schedule. They send it to me. They send me their pictures. They send me their inches. They send me all of their stuff so that I'm holding them accountable as well. And so it's really important to hold your people accountable if you have the means to do so. If you have the means to, you know, but always when you get to a point where you have so many people, you want to make sure that you are asking them to reach out to you, because anybody that's on here that, you know, has a lot of people that you sign, you know that it gets to a place where it's really hard to keep track of. So as much people as you can get to reach out to you, then that's even a great way as well. Follow-up is so crucial, and it's important to keep track of everything and follow up with your people. But it's also important, if there's something that they need after talking with you on the phone, that you let them know that your phone is completely 100% open to them. And this is your job. It's your job to help people. So you want to make sure that you are doing that and getting, as much information from them as you can, but not over, exerting yourself. You don't want to put yourself in such a bind where you're like looking through your calendar going, oh my gracious, I have to talk to this person about ordering today, and this other person about ordering, and then I need to talk to this person about their weight loss journey, and what my tips and tricks are and all of that. It can get overwhelming. But if you have got them on the phone and they know that they can 100% contact you and you give them that information, and my general rule of thumb is if you purchase from me and you put your credit card in that system attached to me, then that to me tells me I can give you my personal phone number, because I'm then semi-responsible for, how your success is going to go. I want them to know that I'm here for them. If it doesn't work, I want to be able to offer some other products that we have in order to help them. I want to let them know about how their metabolism is going to be affected. And I do all of this because of personal experience. You want to make sure, first and foremost, that you are a product of a product. You're the product of your product. So when somebody is coming at me and saying, girl, this didn't work, and you told me it would work, I'm then going to analyze, okay, what went wrong here? How much water were you drinking? How much were your portion sizes? What other products did you have along with it? Maybe her metabolism didn't really kick in. So I'm immediately thinking of all the different things, and then I'm asking her so that I can get her to realize that, yes, you purchased from me. No, you didn't have results, but I'm here to help as best as I can. So that trust level is hugely, hugely important, is making sure that you are keeping those trust with your customers, and that they are able to then call you no matter what, and you are there to guide them on their next step, even if their next step is, adding another product or switching to, one of the other products that we have, or different things like that to boost their metabolism. So everybody's different, but I generally stick with the combo. And I also stick with the Belly Blaster kit if they want to see results in a quicker manner, or if they are like, trying to lose 60 or more pounds, then that's definitely something that I try to get in their hands. So, look here. Okay. So pretty much familiarizing yourself with the products and options to help the customer. Yes, Caitlin. So basically, being a product of the product, you are getting the knowledge of all the different things that we have to offer them, but also communicating as much as you can with people in your upline, and people that have been here for a long period of time. Like I myself personally have been with this company since the beginning, when we only had 5 products, actually 4 products. And so I have seen things happen in 6 years that I know, okay, this is going to work, or this is going to help her break her plateau, or this is going to help her if she adds this product in. And I just know that there's certain ways. So contacting somebody that you know that has been here a long time, you don't necessarily have to memorize each product and everything. Just our core products are super important as you're building. So make sure that you are doing that, and make sure that you are familiarizing yourself with the core, and then working off of your upline to see, okay, what else is it that I can offer them to help them achieve, better results, or to help them break that plateau, or to help them. So another thing that I want to touch on too is If they're calling me after they purchased, and we're building that trust situation, and we're going off of that. If they haven't purchased and they are, they are just skeptical, get them on this phone. I cannot tell you guys how important that is, even if it's a voice note or something, so that they can feel the passion in your voice and they can know how you feel about it. If you personally don't have any experience on the products, you personally don't have any weight loss experience, it just makes you feel better, so you sell it, and all of that, because I promise there is people out there like that, because it just helps them so much in other ways, that they don't have any personal weight loss success. So dive into other stories and dive into other things where you can get more informed of other people's stories, so that you know how to approach someone that might be having that issue. We all have testimony pages. If you're not in a testimonial page, please send me a message. I'll get you added into a testimonial page. But in those pages, you can research people's ailments. If they are struggling with diabetes or fibromyalgia or whatever it is that we know our products have been able to help, then dive into those stories, and you can research them at the top, in the top bar, and it'll give you more information on those certain ailments, and be able to help you then give them that story and that information to help relate to their case in some form or fashion. So being relatable and all of that is super important as well. Three-way chats, yes, absolutely. I don't know who FBI unit is, but if you've been here for 5 years, I should know who you are if you say your name. But three-way chats, perfect. Yes, absolutely. Someone in your downline or your upline that has gone through something, and you're trying to give somebody information, adding them into that three-way chat. Adding them into that three-way chat, and then able to then give them the information that they need. I don't know who me is. Oh. So you're then able to give them that information and go off of that. So you're able to put them in those three-way chats and get as much information as possible to help them on that trust level. Is there anything, Ash, that you wanted to add while you're here? I know you had some notes that you wanted to go over. I want to give you a chance to do that some time.
I already covered a lot of stuff on the notes that I had. However, reaffirming what you said about the phone calls, that makes you human. That makes you a real person. When you pick up the phone or you give them your phone number and make yourself openly available to the customer, that builds the level of trust. It makes you a real human. You're no longer just a face on the screen. That's incredibly important. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten calls or text messages from customers with various issues or questions that I was easily able to resolve in just a few quick seconds, because they trust me and they could talk to me. So that is a huge thing. And also with the three-way chats, having secondary validation, somebody else's story, or insight even being thrown into that situation from your upline or a sideline, whomever, that is incredibly also invaluable. You've got to, if you come into a situation where things are getting tight or sticky and you're not quite sure what to do, reach out for help. That's what we do. And having a secondary line of validation will oftentimes be able to be just enough to help close the sale for your customer. So utilize the tools available to you, your upline, your sideline, or whomever it is, and you guys should be real good with that. So
absolutely, that's That's another thing, that if you have a situation that you run into and you don't know how to handle it, screenshot it and send it to your upline, send it to a sideline, send it to someone and say, how would you handle this situation? And let them read through what the customer said and give you some advice on what it is that they would say in order to close that deal. There's 34 of you on this, so I'm even offering myself too. If you get in that situation and you can just screenshot it and say, Brittany, how would you handle this? What would you say to this person? I'm more than happy to help. How do you handle an interest group when they are adamant about knowing the name of the product you use? I tell them the reason why I'm coming into Messenger, and it's so important for me to talk to people in Messenger, is because it's not one sole product that's going to help them. We customize things towards people's journeys. So the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to be able to customize it towards that person. So it's not generally one product that somebody's going to take. Every single person is different, and I approach it in that aspect. So making sure that you're giving them the information of what you would give anybody that is reaching out to you and saying that they need information, you're then customizing it for them. So letting people know, you don't have to be a jerk, because we know that in these groups, these interest groups, people are like, just tell me what it is already. I'm saying, well, I'm sorry that you're upset, but I customize my links in order of the person that I'm speaking to and what their needs are. So that's why I can't just give you a product. I have tons, okay? So making sure that you're giving them that information as well. Yes, many options, many. I've had people be nasty that if I can't name the company. I say with the company situation, it's kind of a tough cookie in itself, because I don't even blast the company that I don't even blast True Vision on my page, because it's not really necessary. But I do have my own health page where I call it True Brit, where they can get all the information. I say that I even work at True Brit, and I say I'm a 3-star director at True Brit. And they don't have to know what that is, but they can go and they can research it, and they can fall into it themselves, which is a great thing, because then they can go on it and look at it themselves. But in those cases, I mean, even like just ignoring people, I find myself in some circumstances, I kill them with kindness, and in other times I'm just like, nope, you're just a bully. I don't have time for you. I don't have time for bullies, so bye, Felicia, So I don't even, sometimes I'll even say, I don't have time to answer this if you're going to be hateful. I'm trying to help people. And I just say stuff like that so that they can see I still value my pride and I value myself. And that's an utmost thing to make sure that you're doing when you're selling your product is, keeping the pride in yourself and letting people know that you value what you have to offer. So, yeah, definitely. All right. Any more questions? Does anybody have anything that they want to add, or any questions that you might have while we have 5 more minutes of time together? My kids are like peeking through the window, like waiting for me to get done. So anything else? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to say hi. Say hello, everybody. Say hi. Say hello. Say hi. Say hello. Okay, Monique, awesome. You're welcome. Thank you, Erica. He's like, who are you talking to and why? Don't push your buttons. So bye everybody. We'll see you later. If we don't have any questions. If you do, please feel free. Oh, awesome, Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you, Marty. For Zoom meeting, it was so helpful. Awesome. So glad, April. You're welcome, Cheryl. You're welcome, Vicki. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me and Ashley. Yes, follow-up is absolutely key. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I will talk to you later, and I hope you guys have a really great upcoming weekend. And see you soon. Bye. Thank you, Ashley.